Should you rent or should you buy? This is one of the most talked about things, whether it's from your circle of friends or family or in the media. There's always going to be somebody who tells you to rent, and there's always going to be somebody who tells you to buy. Today, my main objective is to give you both options and show you how you can benefit from each one. Each individual has their own specific situation that they're dealing with from their day-to-day life. However, one of these options may or may not be good for you at the current situation you are in. Now, renting is a fantastic option for a lot of people. And the main reason people get into renting is because they either do not know where they want to be long term, or they do not have the sufficient amount saved up to put towards a property for a down payment. These two things can be very decisive factors, but somebody who does not know where they want to live long term, renting is probably the best option for you until you're able to find a neighborhood, find a city that you really enjoy living in, and that you can really see yourself putting your hard-earned down payment towards. Now, on the other side of the coin, people who are saving up for a house but don't currently have a property because they lack that down payment that's needed to make the purchase, this is a tricky situation because if you do begin to start renting, you're going to eat away at that down payment that you have saved up. So it might take you significantly longer to get into home ownership than you might anticipate. Even though your savings are going to be eaten away at by that rental, it will give you that opportunity to see if you like living in a potential area, but don't get too comfortable, because if that goal for you is to become a homeowner and purchase a property, if you get comfortable in this current situation of renting, you may never pull the trigger and you may let that down payment dwindle away until it's too far gone and there's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, at that point, the longer you rent, the harder it is for you to jump out of this renting cycle. Now, one important thing that you need to do is if you are actually renting a property, but your overall goal is to continue to build equity and make money on your investments, what I would encourage you to do is anything above and beyond that rental amount that you're paying monthly, put that in a savings account, put that in some other type of investment so you can still make money while you are spending that money on the rent. Now, Mike, if you're renting, you're paying 100% interest. Is that not a horrible idea? This is something that it's going to be on a person-to-person and a situation-to-situation basis. Yes, if you are paying rent to somebody, you're paying off their mortgage, you are not building any equity in this property that you're living in. If you're forced to find a rental, then maybe find something smaller where you're not spending your maximum budget each and every month, where you still have that ability to save some money. Buying your first house, it's a choice that's completely up to you. Some people might want to start with renting, but if you do start with buying, be aware that there are a lot more expenses just outside of that purchase price and that mortgage. You have property taxes to take into consideration. You're going to have just the maintenance of the house alone. If there's a potential issue that rises, if there's a storm and you need a new roof or you need a repair or a leak, you have to be anticipating something happening so that you have this cash on hand to make any necessary repairs and that it's not a financial burden for you because it's a surprise. Make sure you go into whatever decision you decide with your eyes open and look towards the future and see which one of these is going to guide you and put you in that place that makes the most sense. For me personally, I say make the decision that makes you happiest. If you don't want to be tied down, if you still want to do a lot of traveling, rent for a year or two. If you are done with that phase of your life and you want to get into home ownership, or if you have enough money saved up, you are going to be in a much better position financially and you're going to be able to build equity on your initial investment. If you put $100,000 towards your property, you are going to be building equity above and beyond that initial investment each and every month as you pay down your mortgage. If you don't live in the property and you rent it out while you're on vacation, for example, you can continue to pay down that mortgage and not worry about the situation. If you sign a year contract with the landlord, on the other hand, you're tied to this property financially, month to month after your contract expires. But initially, you have a 1-year contract with every landlord. So make sure you are able to pay these bills for that whole year up front. That way, there's no unexpected issues. You can still enjoy yourself. I hope this video was helpful for some of you. And I'm going to leave that question with you. Should you rent first or should you buy? What have you done and what would you recommend? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you next Monday. Have a great week.